This is the bridge of MV Ross Revenge, unchanged from when she was built in 1960. She was a super trawler, intended to operate in the most hostile parts of the ocean. As part of the Ross fleet, she became the pride of Grimsby, bringing home record catches and record earnings, until the mid-70s, when the cod wars and the common market deprived Britain of her traditional fishing grounds. Most of the UK fishing fleet was cut up, and indeed Revenge almost suffered that fate. But fortunately, the veteran offshore station Radio Caroline obtained her, as they needed a replacement pirate ship. In being converted, the captain's cabin became a record library, and the sickbay and bosun's cabin became radio studios. Radio transmitters were placed in the fish room, along with a power station, to make the required electricity. The ship was ballasted to counter a massive mast that looked impressive, but was an unwise addition. This new career for the Revenge was eventful, as she had to be placed in an exposed anchorage, while the 1987 hurricane collapsed the tall mast and nearly capsized the ship. Revenge was raided by armed officials who wanted to silence the station. But most dramatically, she was shipwrecked on that graveyard of ships, the Goodwin Sands, and later towed into Dover utterly derelict. Again, the scrapyard loomed, but in 1992, volunteers took responsibility for the ship and have funded and repaired her for 3 decades. A highlight was when she left Tilbury Docks to lay at anchor in Essex, where she presently remains, welcoming visitors and again being the home of Radio Caroline. But essentially, she is still a Grimsby trawler. Now she needs to go to dry dock for extensive work far beyond the budget and skill of the volunteers. We can, by our own efforts, prepare the Forepeak area as an exhibition and cinema learning facility, teaching historic marine engineering to the younger generation. The sad loss of the UK fishing industry and the social change during the 60s of youth fashion, lifestyle and music, driven by Radio Caroline during the golden age of pirate radio. Revenge was last in dry dock decades ago, and she very much needs that attention again. The volunteers can and will work on reviving machinery that has not been operated for years, but hull repair, new anodes, new sea valves, proper preparation and repainting with modern materials must all be done professionally, as must inspection of the rudder and propeller if our budget allows. The matter of cost is an open-ended question. Maybe there is no upper limit to what could be spent on the ship, but the essentials are the repair and protection of the hull and topsides to ensure that the ship has watertight integrity. This will give us years of breathing space. So if you'd like to help save the world's last surviving and working radio ship, please go to the following address to make your donation.